Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is George and I'm your friendly neighborhood anime and manga fan. I love all things anime and all things manga, and I'm here today to talk about Oshi Season 2, Episode 11. So, what did I think about this week's episode? Honestly, this week's episode was absolutely shocking. It was very surprising, and I myself can honestly say that I was not expecting that plot twist towards the end, especially when the first half of the episode was very wholesome and just very fun overall, dedicating time to Kana and Aqua and just their interactions, as well as we finally get some closure between Akane and Aqua and how their relationship has been unfolding up to this point in the story. And yeah, that final plot twist at the end, wow, it was just absolutely mind-blowing, and I can't wait to talk about it. Now, before I go any further with this week's episode, I just want to give you guys a quick reminder to make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you guys can be up to date with all my Oshi, as well as all my anime and manga content that I'll be providing in this channel. It really helps out a lot, and I would really appreciate it if you guys could subscribe to my YouTube channel. So if you guys could, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, with all that out of the way, let's get into this week's episode. So this week's episode starts off right where pretty much we left off, where we see Aqua talking about the trip, the three nights, 2 days trip that they're doing with Kana, Ma'am, and Ruby. They're just gonna have fun, and you see that Kana brings it up to Aqua like, hey, you don't even have a rolling suitcase, huh? It's like, let's go get you one. It's like, okay, let's plan it out. So they plan like it's a date kind of for Kana at least. And you see that she's stressing out, like she's wearing all these outfits. And she's like, okay, which one should I wear? Eventually, after taking so long at choosing which outfit to, take on this date, she's running late, and she runs like pretty late, all things considered. And in typical Kana fashion, she doesn't blame herself for, taking too long trying to decide which outfit she should wear. Instead, she blames the taxi. She shows up, she's like, sorry, Aqua, the taxi was crazy. It's not my fault. And Aqua's like, whatever. He's like, I got you a hot coffee, so you should relax, because I know it's cold. And it was very thoughtful of him. And she's drinking it, and as she's drinking it, they're just having fun. And eventually they're checking out, and we see that Kana's looking at this couple and how the guy's paying for her. And Kana had paid. She was ready to pay for the coffee and everything, because she did show up late, and she was like, oh, it's equal rights nowadays. It is pretty fair. And the second that the tab shows up, it's pretty expensive, because obviously coffee shops are super expensive. Honestly, they're a ripoff. That's my opinion though. And what we see is that she's like, oh, give me a sec. And then you see Aqua Giga Chat. He pays for her, and she's like, wow, you didn't have to do that. It's like, no, it's okay. It's like, if anything, thank you. So they go to get their eventually they go shopping for the suitcase. They get the suitcase, and he's like, okay, that was fun, we'll see you later then. And Kana, she's not gonna let this opportunity go. So she's like, hey, I'm actually kind of hungry. It's like, yeah, I could go for some meat. Aqua says that. It's like, okay, let's go get to this fancy place I know. Eventually they show up. Kana's like, oh, I thought they only do reservations. Like, oh, they do. And so they get in, and Kana, she's like, this guy is way too smooth. This guy is way too smooth. I don't know how he can be this smooth. And she starts actually getting kind of mad, because she's like, oh, you must have experience with all this, huh? You must be getting all these girls up in here. And Aqua's just like, yeah, no, that's not happening. I haven't taken any chick out in a decade plus and some change. Which is, he's not lying technically, because he was a baby 16 years ago or so. So it makes sense. He ain't lying. Just to point it out, he ain't lying. But what happens is pretty much they're enjoying their dinner date, and it's just it's very fun seeing Aqua just happy and enjoying himself. He's like, and he does tell Kana hey, I gotta tell you straight up, I think I gotta clear things up with Akane. I'm just letting you know. And Kana's like, yeah, you should, because it's if you want to date her, go ahead. It's like, no, it's not even that. It's just I want to clear things out, because I don't want to feel like I'm using her. And Kana is like, cool, that sounds good. But at the back of her mind, she's also thinking man, is he gonna confess to her that he likes her, or is he gonna just break up with her? So she doesn't even have a clear answer on that. But what makes it even funnier is that once they leave, Aqua gets a cab, a taxi for them. And Kana's like, oh my god, is he gonna take me back to his place? Oh my god, I'm not prepared. And she's super red. She's just can't believe it. Oh my god, am I gonna are we gonna go to an hotel? Oh wow. Eventually, he takes her home, and she's kind of upset in a sense, because she's like, it's not I would be against it. But it's just you could obviously tell that she was ready to get some of that Aqua greatness, if you know what I'm saying. And that whole interaction was pretty nice, and it was just wholesome, just seeing Kana and Aqua just have such a relaxing, like, fun little adventure. I really enjoyed that, especially as a Kana supremacist, And what happens after that is we see that Aqua, he keeps his word. He hits up Akane, and it seems like he's gonna try to clear things out, and he gets right straight to the point. Like, Akane is just like, listen, because what happens is Aqua's like, oh, there's this trip, you should come with us. It's like, oh, okay, but I gotta tell you something, like, very important. I'll tell you after the trip. It's like, and then Akane just catches on that, and she's like, you know what? No, just do that, like, right now, because I don't want to hear it. Like, if you want to break up with me, just say it now. I'd rather just you do it now than during the trip or afterwards. It's gonna be awkward. So what happens after that is that we see that pretty much, Aqua's just like, listen, I don't want to use you. Because to be fair, he even mentions, like, I just use this chick for my own gain. I try to use her for as much as I could. And she obviously deserves much better than me. I mean, she should not be holding herself down for me, which honestly, Aqua, he's spinning. Like, my man is kind of spinning facts, because we do know that Aqua was very, like, toxic in the sense that he's just using her for his own gain. And in that same aspect, it's not a healthy relationship to have whatsoever. And what happens is, Akane eventually, she understands where Aqua's coming from. And you know what? I like Akane, okay? Just because I like Kana more does not mean that I hate Akane. So just for the record. But yeah, this episode really showcased, how good of a girl Akane is. She takes it, in the cheek. She's like, yeah, you know what? I understand. But she's like, listen, if it's like Aqua, you're the only guy I want to, like, kiss and do other stuff like that. So just tell me if you want to continue dating. And while she's hugging him and telling him all this, like, whispering all this to him, we realize, because she's like, do you remember this place? This is the place where you saved me. And you see that it's actually the bridge that she was ready to, end it. And we see that, she's just being like, you helped me so much, so I want to help you to, as much as I can. And it's like, just, it doesn't, whatever you want to do. Like, if you want to kiss, if you want to do anything more than that, we can do it. And Aqua's like, no, we shouldn't, because it's not about that. And then you see, like, Akane with, like, pouting face, like, what do you mean it's not about that? Obviously you want to break up with me because we're not kissing. We haven't even held hands, for crying out loud. So obviously you want to do more than just kissing, right? And Aqua's like, no, it's not that. It's like, and then you see him, like, a bold lie. It's like, do you see, even you can't have a straight face. And what he pretty much breaks down is like, no, it's not even that. Obviously I'm gonna have a sex drive. Yeah, like, that's not, I mean, but where if you're asking me a question like, would I prefer to have intercourse, or would I wish not to? I'm always gonna want to have intercourse. But no, that's the main reason, is because you deserve better, and you should not be held down by me. And pretty much he just tells her, like, I don't have no longer use for you, because the guy that, and he just spills the beans. It's like, I found a half sibling of mine, and then he told me that our father, he passed away. So the enemy I've been hunting down is gone. So there's nothing to even, like, hunt down anymore. And she hears all of this, and they kind of like, okay, well, just, I'm glad that you're happy, right? But you see Akane kind of shocked, like, throughout it all, and you're like, what? And as they, both leave, we see that Akane starts piecing everything together. It's like, oh my God. And she starts talking about, like, okay, the half sibling, the father passing away, all this and that. She's like, no, Aqua, you fell for it. Like, there's a loophole. Like, and I myself don't understand what this loophole is. But what we do see is that, Akane is very, like, frightened. She feels like she's being looked at, she's being stalked or something. She feels like this tension around her, this aura. And what we see is that we cut back to Ruby, and she's at the cemetery, paying, her respects to Ai. And, she's just saying, like, thank you, Mom, I love you, and all that, typical stuff that we've seen from her. And as she's leaving, we see this this mysterious figure show up. And this mysterious figure just kind of, like, walks past her, and she's like, he goes to the Ai's grave. He's like, yeah, our daughter really is beautiful, isn't she, Ai? So we find out that the dad is alive. Like, what? My man shows up, and I'm wondering how. Like, did he fake this death, or was the dad not even the right DNA? Like, what's going on? I have so many questions, and I can't wait to see what the next week's episode, answers, what kind of answers it gives us, because this episode was, like, bananas. It blew me away. But with all that being said, what did you guys think about this week's episode? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Did you guys thought it was alright? Whatever you guys thought, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, thank you so much for sticking all the way to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Oshinoko, as well as more anime and manga content in the near future. But yeah, with all that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.